What's up, everybody? Welcome to Ringside Geeks. My name is Dave. Joining me on this action-packed thrill ride that is a pro wrestling podcast is Tom.
Whee!
Hi. Weird. Also joining me is John.
Here comes the corkscrew. The champ is here.
Jeez.
And also Monroe.
I'm just gonna say hi. So hi.
My wee was because it's a action-packed ride.
It's a thrill ride.
I had my hands up and everything.
What's
That's
wrong?
right.
What's
Like
wrong?
WrestleMania.
What's wrong with your Wii, Tom?
Wee!
Okay. All right, lots to get into. We don't have a special segment today because there's just so much that went on this week, so we'll do that for another time. But yeah, let's dive right into the week of wrestling. Oh, don't have my notes ready. There we go. So we had, all new episodes, of course, of Raw, Smackdown, 205 Live, and NXT, but also joining the television viewing this week was the first 4 episodes of the Mae Young Classic on the WWE Network.
Yes.
And there was some various internet watchings going on, which I'll let the two, Monroe and John, talk about, because I didn't have time for any of that. I didn't have time for much of anything. I read a lot because I was too busy this week, but Raw was, I don't know, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't great, though. They had the IC Battle Royal to start the show, which is what you do to set up new feuds, I guess. Bray Wyatt keeping the Finn Balor feud alive by eliminating him from the Battle Royal. And then Jeff Hardy actually wins the whole shebang, and he's set to face off with The Miz next week, Monday, on Raw.
Is this the beginning of the Hardy split, do you think?
No.
To make them singles competitors? Or is it just a one-time over?
I hope it's the beginning of them leaving altogether. Because to be honest with you, I'd much rather see Finn Balor getting this opportunity. I mean, he just got a big pay-per-view win against Bray, and I don't necessarily care too much to see the feud continue.
I remember saying the same thing to Dave. I said they're going to keep this going. I just hope it doesn't go too long.
Yeah, I think it's starting to get to that point for me, at least. Because I mean, after you fight the demon, I mean, there's really no higher for Finn to go, so it's time to kind of move on, in my opinion. Just my take on it. I would have rather seen Finn get that IC title shot. I feel like he's earned it. And Finn versus Miz could be decent. Whereas Jeff Hardy, I mean, I know there's a lot of fans out there who are going to be all about it, but it's just, yeah, it's not my bag of chips.
Well, I think it's just going to be the one match on Raw, and then I think they're still going to move Jason Jordan into that feud still with The Miz.
Okay. I'm not as mad at that as I am Jeff. I just want somebody new. Like, let's start getting some new faces into this picture. I'm all about it.
We also got Enzo's first cruiserweight promo.
Ah, I see.
Out of the way. And then, yeah, he would have a 205 Live match against Noam Dar and not know how to pronounce Noam, right?
Gnome.
Called him a gnome, like the Travelocity gnome. Yeah.
And if anybody's going to call anybody a gnome, wouldn't it be somebody calling Enzo a gnome?
Right. You never wish anybody ill will, but I think Big Cass's injury is probably the best thing to happen to him right now, separating him from the toxicity that is Enzo Amore. And more on that in the news segment about Enzo.
Yeah, it's too bad they passed that on to the cruiserweights, though. That's a division that did not need Enzo Amore. I mean, they had enough trouble getting started. Now they're going to throw this guy in there.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy.
Well, if nothing else, it'll show the genuine gap in talent between Enzo and the entire class of that division.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's out of job by the end of the year. But
I wouldn't be surprised at that either.
No,
I would be.
speaking of out of a job, I think he's going to be one of them. I also believe, after what I saw, Emma will be out of a job before the end of the year. Shockingly, she beats Mickie James and then cuts the weirdest little thing after that on the microphone, saying, "I started the Women's Revolution" about 100 times on her way up the ramp. It was very weird. But the commentary is what I'm talking about. Commentary just ripped into Emma the entire time.
Right.
From everything from her NXT gimmick about dancing to just her current state of mind, and really just John Cena like burying her. It doesn't, to me, particularly bode well for her, even though she's got this kind of gimmick now with the Twitter stuff and give Emma a chance type of deal. I don't see that playing out well in her favor.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't feel very strong about her professional career after she turned down the Emelina gimmick to go back to this. I didn't think there was going to be any way there wasn't going to be any resentment from the front office for that, because they put a lot of time into that. And when all of a sudden she didn't want to do it, I thought for some reason in my back of my mind, I was like, all right, she's not going to get the push she thinks she's going to get now.
Well, it turns out she was right to turn it down, because look how well it's doing for Lana.
Well, yeah, I agree with. I remember when we talked about this, I agreed and I had respect for her turning it down. But at the same time, there's no way that wasn't going to get past the front office without anything.
Sure, but there's so much they could do with her. Obviously, they think she's a sexy person. With those,
and she can go. I have no problem with her ring work.
Right,
Same here.
That's the next part I was getting to. But yes, she can wrestle if they actually let her, and you can go back and watch her against Asuka. Good God, I can't talk. Asuka and NXT, and see a classic. Those two worked very well together, and I don't know. Maybe that's I don't know. It doesn't bode well, I think, in that match. Talk of the internet world would be Roman Reigns versus John Cena. The promo heard round the world. The promo scripted round the world, I guess you could say.
I wish that would have come out. I mean, there was no need to even come out and say that it was scripted.
They had to. Well, I think they had to, because they're like, oh, why would they let them say these things to each other? Aside from Roman Reigns legitimately forgetting his lines and John Cena legitimately calling him out on it.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the first time.
I think that part was scripted and the rest wasn't, honestly.
I would buy that everything else was scripted and this wasn't, because it's not the first time Cena's done that to somebody like The Rock.
Yeah, I watched, because I didn't see it Monday, and I watched it today. That promo, the part where Roman forgot his lines was obviously scripted. It did not look like he legit forgot his lines. If anything, that part specifically looks like, okay.
I don't know.
That would have convinced me that it was scripted.
He looked real uncomfortable and really pissed off.
If the whole thing was scripted, then that would really make me mad, because why would they let these two guys, and I get who they are, but why let them go all out and have all this freedom and write this incredible promo for both sides? Because Roman did okay towards the end for these two guys, but when it comes to any and everybody else, it's different. So if it was scripted, then wow, that would really make me mad.
Well,
but just look, the answer, the two people involved kind of answers your question. I mean, you have Cena and Roman, and they kind of laid this out in the promo. You have Golden Boy and Golden Boy. So if they're going to let anybody have the freedom to do that, I would think it would be these two. I do believe parts of it were scripted, but I do believe parts of it did go off, because he legitimately looked pissed, and I think he did kind of stumble at that point. But John, being good enough, kind of picked it up right there where there was a little bit of filler. I didn't like his fourth wall. Hey, John Cena, you're not CM Punk. Stop talking about the fourth wall.
Or Deadpool.
If you believe internet chatter and rumors, this was written by Vince, and they've known about it since at least Friday. They've had the script. So it wouldn't surprise me if they specifically wrote this for, obviously, these two guys, because they're Vince's two guys.
Right.
So for him to spend, or the writers to spend that much time on this segment for them doesn't surprise me at all, sadly.
But if there's any two people that don't need a segment like that, it's those two guys.
Well, I think they were specifically trying to gain they wanted the viewers they wanted to control the viewers in that segment to make John Cena the face and Roman the heel, which is not difficult in that situation. I think they hate Roman more than they hate Cena,
which is why they didn't need that segment.
Right, but they don't see that. Clearly, they don't. I mean, they don't care, one or the other.
I think it's they don't care. I think they just wanted to throw that in there to make them both come off as pretty badass.
Yeah, steal away views before Monday Night Football hits.
Yeah, that's possible. That's really not that's not unheard of.
Mm-hmm. I don't know,
because now they had this quote unquote great promo. What will they do next week?
But it didn't it's not like those promos you feel like are legit and genuine and real and like a Miz thing or just these things that come off and they feel real, even if they are scripted or not. Like Miz going up against Cena and Roman at the same time. Probably scripted, sure, but he can make it real because it's what we're all thinking.
Right.
Whereas these two, whatever. Cena's a good actor. That's fine. He's been good in the roles he's been in, but Roman sucks at acting so far, and his promo work hasn't been great, even though this promo towards the end, he did pick up some steam, and he has a tendency to do that from time to time, where he actually does catch fire with the promo. But I don't know. I forget where I was going with it, but it sucked. It was obvious how they were trying to portray this, and it was more like your audience is stupid, and we're telling you what to think.
I won't say that it sucked, because there was moments of it I thought were kind of cool, and other parts where it was like, yeah, here we go again. But I don't know. I'd say that it sucked, and as far as leading into a match, pretty decent is what I'd say. And I don't really care for either one. I'm not a Cena fan at all, but I respect what he does, of course. And I guess I could say I'm not a Roman hater.
Mm-hmm.
So I can respect what the promo did leading into this next match. It raised excitement for it. I'm with you. It's not like the Miz was doing it, because the Miz would have had me locked in.
Right. And then they had to kind of throw the club into the mix because Samoa Joe got injured over the weekend, and we'll talk about that as well. Because it was slated to be Joe versus Cena, and so they had to change that up a bit. So sorry, club. That's your luck. But hey, they got 2 segments. They wrestled in the Battle Royal and then there.
Man, has their WWE run been disappointing overall?
I was excited at one point in the Battle Royal when there was the 2 of them and Finn, and they threw up the 2 sweet. I thought we were going to see it.
Yeah,
maybe.
I know.
But then, of course, no.
I just keep teasing it. Why not?
It's not going to happen.
Right. Just keep teasing it. That's all I care about.
I read that in a report, too, and I was like, oh. And then it was like, oh, no, never mind.
Yeah, that I don't mind so much. I would prefer to see more backstage run-ins with AJ at the big 2 dual shows like SummerSlam and all that. That'd be kind of fun, but they've only done it once. So, last thing I have for Raw would be the main event, the Monday Night Raw big main event, the Women's Championship match, Sasha Banks versus Alexa Bliss. Alexa would be winning, Sasha losing again, and then Nia Jax coming out to assumedly, I made up a word, yes, assumedly, congratulate her buddy Alexa, but then turning on him, not before hitting Sasha in the corner for a bit, and then she kind of lays out Alexa Bliss as well, which, I don't know, put your money on a triple threat or just Nia versus Alexa, who knows.
This was just
at this point
so frustrating as a fan to read that. I didn't watch Raw, but yeah, I mean, it's clear to most fans, I would think at this point, that Sasha is one of the better workers in the women's division, and has she had a title reign that's been more than a week?
Yes.
I mean, okay, I was, exaggerating a bit, but it just feels like, for as great of a talent as she is, they don't even take her seriously.
Well, I think Dave's right. She has had it for more than a week, but I think Alexis hit it during the show that I don't believe she's had a successful title defense.
No, that was the running thing from last week when they're promoting the match.
Yeah,
okay.
and that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. It's insulting to her, and I don't understand how, like, see, because if I'm not the type of person to keep my mouth shut. So if that was happening to me, I'd probably get myself fired from the company because she knows how good she is. And I would just be so frustrated. It'd be beyond words at this point if I got to lose my title again. It just and why hot potato it at this point? I mean, what value are you adding to the championship?
Well, that's not
Sasha's the perfect person to give the title, and like it could bridge to another feud. But they're not going to. I mean, this is just like what Nia versus Alexa. Who wants? Do people really want to see that? I mean, I don't know, because I sure as hell don't.
Well, let's not forget this isn't the first time they've done the potato with the Raw Women's Championship, going back and forth seemingly every week with Charlotte and Sasha. I had a problem with it then as well.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, is it does nothing to add to the championship, and in my opinion, it really doesn't add that much heat to the feuds either, and that's what it's supposed to do. But I don't know, it doesn't work for me. Since
the inception of the split brands and the 2 women's titles, there have been, Tom, can you guess how many different title holders?
I would say, I'm going to guess 7.
Oh, for the women?
Yeah.
John?
That's just a guess.
John, do you have a guess?
In total, between SmackDown and Raw?
Nope, just Raw.
Raw?
How many different women have held the Raw Women's Championship?
Oh, different women. I thought you meant different, like, wins.
No,
okay.
no. You want to change?
How many different women? 4.
Tom, you want to change yours?
4. Yeah, 4.
Monroe, you probably know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 4. It's Charlotte, Sasha, Bayley one time, and Alexa.
Right.
I mean, and that's since April 3rd, 2016. There have been 10 title changes.
11.
Well, there's been 11 titles, but 10 title changes. Because you can't count the first one.
Right, she basically retained.
Right, there's been 11 champions, so there's 10 title matches, or title.
Right.
11 winners.
Right.
11 winners of the title.
Yeah, 10 title changes, I should say.
Well, here's the thing. Back when they had Charlotte booked and she was the queen and she was she had that pay-per-view streak, that was hot. I was digging that.
Well, the problem
it was perfect because it should have led right into here comes Bayley, and she's going to take the title at WrestleMania, and now you could have worked in Sasha as a heel, and that's where we could have been right now. And maybe Asuka comes up, and you've got face Asuka versus heel Sasha as champion. Instead, we're all discombobulated, and we got Nia Jax trying to wedge her way in, and everybody knows she's not ready for this spot. And Alexa came over because she caught fire on SmackDown, but, I mean, I think she's kind of losing her steam a little bit, if that's the right verbiage. I don't know.
If she had it. In the
she did.
She had it.
She did.
She had it.
She was popping crowds everywhere she went.
Yeah.
She did have steam. Maybe not as a worker, but she had steam from the.
You can debate it all you want, Monroe, but she did have steam, and it was
whatever.
Her title run. Whatever. She got a title run. Did she need another one? No, she didn't. I thought when she lost at SummerSlam, that was the perfect time to lose. Kind of work a different angle. Maybe she could do this thing with Nia Jax separately without the title.
Right.
Add depth to your women's division with more storylines.
Right.
And then you have Sasha defending against, I don't know, all comers. Who cares? Emma, Nikki, who cares? The whole Raw women's roster. Have her defend it every week and start building on that instead of making her she's not able to win the big one, so to speak, while holding the title.
Agreed completely, Dave.
To defend it. Something to that nature. I don't know. Maybe something's going on backstage where she's put a sour taste in somebody's mouth. I have no idea what's going on backstage.
I read an interview she had just recently where she kind of complained about the way Monday night is not planned. It's like you get to the arena and this is what it is. She kind of was referencing how NXT worked, where your plan was set for 3 months ahead of time. So you don't have that on the Raw roster. You have it as pretty much as the day goes. And I can imagine it's got to be frustrating. So you can't develop your character. You can't develop feuds. It's got to be tough.
Yeah,
and
she was on the Sam Roberts podcast for that one.
For her, which I agree with, I think she's probably of the three best female workers in WWE right now. To be overlooked for this title, I don't know if they're trying to go with an underdog story with her to where she finally gets it and holds it. I don't know what they're doing, but
it could be something that will help lead her towards this heel turn. That's one of those wait and see things, but there's better ways of doing it for sure.
I agree with you.
You know, I've kind of turned over this let's wait and see type attitude with a lot of things with the WWE, because they do tend to, like, you know, sometimes plan things out and have an idea of where they're going and sometimes not. So I just, you know, wait and see at this point instead of losing my mind when they have a Bray Wyatt versus Finn Balor match on Monday Night Raw instead of on SummerSlam. And then that turned out to be fine. There was a bloodbath involved. Turned out great. And then Finn won on SummerSlam. But anyway, all that. Well, go ahead.
Can I give an opinion on it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was gonna get there, but yeah.
Didn't seem like it. Well, okay. I have some numbers. Charlotte had the Divas title, and she had it for 196 days. Her first Raw Women's title was for 113. Second was 43. Third was 29 days, and her last Raw title win was for 57 days. Becky's Smackdown title was 84 days. Bayley's Raw was 76 days. Alexa's first Smackdown was 70 days. Naomi's second Smackdown win was 140 days. And Alexa's first Raw title win was 112 days. Okay? Sasha's first and second title, they were both 27 days apart. Her third was 20 days, and her last one, her fourth, was 8 days. That's under 100 added together. She had the NXT title for 192 days. Her one title run in NXT was longer than all 4 of her title runs on the main roster. So, I mean, that right there to me is a clear indicator, first of all, that I don't see why anybody is confident that when Asuka comes up, she's going to be treated as who she was in NXT, because obviously that's not the case with these other women. But that's another conversation. Yeah, I mean, this is her first pay-per-view win. She's 1 and 2 at SummerSlam now. I don't understand. I don't get the reason why they switched titles Monday. People saying, oh, it's leading to this. I don't see it. I read an article today, and it's probably just rumors, probably just BS, whatever. But they basically said that they're going to be using Sasha as a stepping stone for women to get to the main event picture. Like, she has to be that barrier that they have to get past. That level that they have to go above in order to be ready for the main event. So she'll probably never have a lengthy title run because of that. And to me, that's crazy.
I agree. It's totally crazy, but I don't remember what show it was, but I think I remember bringing up an article I had read, something about Vince didn't believe in Sasha because he didn't believe that she had legit pop, legit heat, or something. There was just something that I read that Vince just did not believe in the Sasha Banks character.
That was before the brand split, yeah.
Well, it was before?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But maybe that's just, it's Vince not understanding talent, which is not unheard of.
Well, it's crazy because when you think about it now in the women's division on Raw, where are the faces? They're all buried. There is no legit face in the women on Raw.
Does this Monday turn Nia to a face? Is that what the consideration is?
No, I don't know. Because I would say no, because she also took out Sasha.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So I mean, that's 2 heels right there, and just about everyone else, Mickie James, Dana Brooke. Other than those people, everybody else is a heel. That all the faces have been buried, and I don't understand that. And I honestly don't think, just like John said, I don't think people care enough about Nia Jax right now for her to turn face and for people to get behind her against Alexa. I don't see it. And again, I'm still not sold on Alexa as a heel. Sorry, it's just not there for me. She does not put over the faces in the feud. Sasha mentioned in that same interview that you brought up, Tom, that she thought they were going to have a promo to promote the feud one night, and they didn't. She's throwing in a random tag match. Like, they did nothing really to promote that feud. Right. And when Alexa was given a chance to, she did nothing to promote that feud as a heel. And it fell flat. It's obvious that, we know that she's good on the mic, sure. But if she's not given material, she falls to the wayside. When she's on the commentary table, she's quiet. And when it comes time to put over the face, all she does is throw insults and don't promote the feud or promote the face. That's why this feud has fell flat to me. And that's why her as a champion is flat to me. Because you have to do more than just throw out insults. We all can insult each other. That doesn't mean anything. But anyway, that's another story, I guess. Yeah, I don't care about an Alexa Nia feud. Because I don't care about either one of those girls, really. And I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking as far as this booking go. It's just, it seems to me that it's all about those who are on Total Divas. It's that stuff again, compared to these other women or the horsewomen or whoever it is. Emma, because I think Emma is good and she deserves a lot more than what she's getting. Mickie James, where are you? I think that it's more of this whole Total Divas trying to promote because they're filming now and it's going to come out pretty soon. And I think that's what this is all about, because other than that, it makes no sense to me. No sense. And it's amazing how people are, I don't know. I don't know. I was upset. Obviously, you guys know I'm a Sasha fan, but even if you're not a Sasha fan, that was just, and excuse my language, that was just shitty booking, period. Flip-flopping the title like that, 8-day reign, nobody needs that. And it's just, especially a talent like Sasha, I don't understand it, and it's dumb. I don't like it at all.
I can agree with you. I can. Flip-flopping titles, I was never a fan with that when Sasha and Charlotte were doing it. I made that a point. I believe on this show, I made it a point.
Yeah, I don't get it. And if it's leading to a heel turn from Sasha, who cares? So, you're mad now. So that means that you're going to start winning. Why didn't you get mad months ago if that's the case?
We're not going to take it.
To me, that seems a little illogical. Like, if you're going to turn heel and start winning, why didn't you do that months ago? And who are you going to feud with? Bayley? Who is that? Who cares about Bayley? See, it doesn't work right now. So I don't know. It's going to be another year or two before they start that feud. I don't know. It's whatever. I mean, I don't care about what's going on right now. More than likely, it's going to be a three-way at No Mercy because, I mean, it's Alexa and Nia. We expect Alexa to put over Nia. Yeah. I mean, Nia, I think, has been, since she's been away, she's been working because she did that one flip leg drop thing that one time, which was great. So I'm guessing she has more moves in her arsenal now that she can bring out for this match against Alexa. But I don't see this feud being good at all. And I don't see any matches between those two being good at all. So my prediction is that it's going to be a triple threat because Sasha is owed a rematch and Sasha's going to eat the pin at No Mercy. I don't know for who, but she's going to eat the pin. So, I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, I don't care for it. I doubt if I watch it, but it is what it is. That's it. Rant done.
Alrighty.
That was a good one, though.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Moving on from the Raw brand, the red brand, over to the blue brand, Smackdown Live. Again, I didn't get to watch it. I did see a lot of highlights on YouTube, though. I was intrigued by a lot of new matchups. Ty Dillinger versus AJ in the Open U.S. Championship Challenge. Would not really get a fair shot because Baron Corbin would come out and pull some shenanigans. So a Ty Dillinger Baron Corbin feud, I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad to see Ty on TV again.
Yeah, exactly. Another interesting matchup, I thought. I didn't get to watch the full match, but Bobby Roode and Mike Kanellis is a nice matchup. And Mike Kanellis is on TV too.
Exactly.
So I was happy about that. And then, of course, the Fashion Police segment was on top.
This is fantastic.
Far and away. Very good stuff. And then there was a tag match with Shinsuke. And I don't remember who. I can't remember.
Anybody
Randy.
see
Randy and Rusev.
Orton was going for that rope hang DDT and Jinder just really messed it up. It was awesome. If you haven't seen it, go look at it because it was great.
Yeah,
I've
it's
never
quite a
seen
botch.
anybody mess up that rope hang DDT like the way he like fell into the corner somehow. It was hilarious.
Did he fall? Cause look, he just got down.
I don't know.
I don't know.
And
It
then he
was
got back up and took the DDT, like went into Orton's arms. It was pathetic. But that's your
Our
WWE
champion you're
champion.
talking about. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
watch it.
Oh
Be
yeah.
careful.
Over 100 days now.
Oh yeah.
Hey, that's more than Sasha, so there you go.
Hey, like I said, I tweeted it out because JBL said it one time. I have never seen somebody grow into being a champion, and I like what I see from Jinder Mahal being champion. People can hate me for it, but I think he's done a great job since being the champion. People can bitch about him being a heel and, need these people to help me win. Brr. That's what a heel does.
Well, I mean, regardless of who is an expense of, like Shinsuke or Baron Corbin's win or Money in the Bank win or whatever, which was a waste, by the way. If you really look at it and not look at that part, but look at how he's been booked as a champion, he's been booked very strongly as a champion.
So. Yeah, I agree.
And he looks legit. You know, like I said, I hate to say that he beat Shinsuke and all this other stuff. I hate all that. But when you think about it, yeah, he's been booked like a legit champion. So, I mean, hey.
It goes back to when he won the title, and a lot of people were so upset. Us on this show included. People will bitch about something that they don't like, but at the same time, we'll bitch that it's the same old, same old. This is not same old, same old. They put the title on Jinder Mahal, who was a jobber. 1 year ago today was a no-name jobber, but now he gets the world title. And like I said, I believe he's grown into being championship quality. I would hate for him to lose that title and fade away. That's what I worry about.
Yeah, that's all fine and good, but I mean, just because we want something new doesn't mean we have to take anything that they give us just because it's new either. I mean, and I'm not saying that Jinder hasn't been, has done his job as champion, and yeah, he really has grown into the role. My question is, why couldn't he have done that with the United States Championship and give AJ Styles the WWE Championship? Because there is a vast difference between the two. That's just my take on it.
I agree with you 100%.
I feel like Jinder could be doing the same character development and book just as strong as the United States Champion, and it might have been even more symbolic because he's kind of playing against the United States, as his character. That's kind of his thing. And I think it would have fit better with the United States Championship.
They just got done with with Kevin Owens and the Canadian thing, and with Rusev.
Right.
I know. Well, but the thing is, I think it should have been AJ and KO for the world title. That would have been fine with me too. I mean, and give Jinder Orton or something for the U.S. title. I don't know. I'm just fantasy booking in my brain. That's all.
In my opinion, though, that would have been more of the same. Though that wouldn't have been anything new. With Jinder going for a low card title. This surprised people. I think it's worked out well. Whatever. I don't care about the Money in the Bank cash in at all. Those are pointless to me at this point because the title run after is meaningless. Usually, it's to see if the guy is ready, and it's there to elevate guys, and that's it. Because usually their title run after cashing in sucks. It's not really that great, but it gets them ready for that main event role. But this Shinsuke thing is frustrating and annoying, but it's, I don't know, I'm going to say the first piece of a puzzle. I don't know. Again, it's the wait and see deal. For me, is the only way I can kind of go about it at this point to see what happens next at whatever Hell in a Cell or whatever the next pay-per-view is for SmackDown.
Actually, I've heard rumors that they're going to have a WWE Championship match on TV, on SmackDown TV.
Boost ratings.
And I gotta say, I don't know when that's going to be. But if they decide to put the strap on Shinsuke on TV and not at a pay-per-view, like, what? I mean, come on. Couldn't have done it at SummerSlam. You got to do it on SmackDown TV. Way to undermine the guy, just entirely. If they haven't done a good enough job of that already.
I don't see that as undermining. It would be weird, but it would be no different than, the title change off TV entirely with the U.S. title. The Cruiserweights on Raw. And then title flipping it back the next week. I don't know. Him winning it on SmackDown, I would like it to be like the Jericho thing on Monday Night Raw when he beat Triple H and then they took it away from him. And then, maybe a couple weeks later on a pay-per-view, the legit win. That kind of thing. So maybe there'll be some kind of shenanigans where he almost wins and gets screwed out of it, but then gets another chance at a pay-per-view. story building, that kind of thing.
We'll see. We'll see.
I guess I'm just not so jaded as half of you are right now, and that's not. I'm not saying you're wrong to be jaded at all. I'm just saying I'm trying to be optimistic.
No. I get it, and I'll admit it to you right now. I am absolutely jaded. Absolutely, I've gone through many of the same feelings before, Dave, trying to be optimistic, and too many times they have shit the bed and taken all the young stars that I've looked forward to seeing in the main title picture and just booked them as jobbers, and I'm tired of it. I can't support it anymore. Real excited about Adam Cole. I hope he goes somewhere, but man, you get to the main roster and it's not a lot of room there for success these days.
I'm gonna say I'm not jaded, but I'm gonna say what I said before. A lot of people, they say Baron Corbin wasn't ready. I'm kind of in the same boat of Shinsuke not being ready to be the world champion yet. I'm sorry, people don't want to agree with me. I believe AJ Styles and Kevin Owens should be feuding for the world title. I agree with you, John. But Shinsuke, to me, you just came up how long ago? I do not know that you're ready for a world title yet. I'm sorry. I love the guy. I love what he does. Crowd pops. I don't know that he's ready to be thrown into the world title picture just either.
Shinsuke Nakamura has had really, in my opinion, because the Cena match was good. One good match on the main roster. And back in NXT, I say he maybe had one or two good matches in NXT, and he's been there for a while now. So as far as I'm concerned, you're onto something there, because in my opinion, he's kind of been taking it easy. And I haven't seen the same Shinsuke that I saw in New Japan Pro Wrestling against AJ Styles, against Kota Ibushi.
And you won't.
So, yeah. What?
Well, you won't. I mean, go back to NXT.
Yeah, no, you won't see it. Right.
The match against Shinsuke against Sami Zayn was that guy.
My God, that was sensational. Match. Yeah, dude. But I just, I don't know if they're ever going to let him turn loose like that on the main roster. I think
the only way you're going to see that get turned loose will be Shinsuke against AJ Styles, because I think those two could work together in that capacity. I don't know that there's anyone else that Shinsuke could really, truly work a strong style match with like that.
Right. I do hope we get to see that match then, because I think that would be the true showcase of those two guys.
I thought the Dolph feud was going to be good because Dolph sells, and I thought he was just going to be able to beat the hell out of him and Dolph sell it for the whole time. But that one kind of got shelved pretty quick.
Yeah, it did. And both of those guys kind of seemed like they were both taking a night off. I don't know.
I don't see it happening. I don't see it. I don't see them letting them taking the reins off, or the shackles, if you will, and letting them actually go. I don't see that happening. They don't do it with anybody else, and I don't see them doing it with those two.
As far as being jaded, though, yeah, definitely, man. And I do appreciate the optimism. It's just two different vantage points. That's all. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Different tastes.
Bringing up NXT, that was also on television this week, or on the network, I should say. Another exceptional show of NXT television. Some good matches. I actually liked the women's match. It was really good. Ruby Riott versus Peyton Royce was very good. And then the, getting Billie Kay involved, of course, was fantastic on the outside. Good looking moves, good looking match, good looking ladies. All worked out very well. That's a good feud. Those three working together, with Ruby Riott being the underdog of that kind of thing. Works out well. I don't care for heavy machinery, so I'm not really into that. The jobber match they had, just a couple of nameless dudes. But you would get Roddy and Bobby Roode returning to NXT for this one-time match, their little rematch, little grudge match. And that was a really good match. Those two worked very well together. A lot of emotion over the fact of the family disrespect, and Bobby played into it later in the match. Really enjoyed that match. I got to watch the whole show, and that was great. The show started with Cole Fish and Kyle O'Reilly laying out random people in the parking lot. All of Sanity, the security guards, everybody all laid out in the parking lot. It was pretty fantastic. And then you just see those three guys walking away. And then later they would attack Drew McIntyre again, and then be chased off by William Regal. But it looks like Roddy is going to be first up against Drew McIntyre for the NXT Championship. So, there you go. Looks good.
I'm good with that.
Those two looked good together in the ring. When Drew came out and said he was opening up a challenge, he said that, Adam Cole did it the coward's way by attacking him. He said, just come out to me like a man, ask for a fight, and we'll fight. And Roddy came out, and yeah, those two look good. That'll be a good match.
I don't know if you guys referenced it last week. The Asuka giving up the title.
We're not there yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's a spoiler too, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I mean, we all knew it's
like
coming.
like NXT television isn't like they're not talking about it, as it happened. So we'll get there in the news part and talk about that and the possibility of what they're going to do with the NXT Women's Championship.
My fault. I didn't know if you guys talked about it last week.
No, it wasn't. It didn't happen yet. Okay. The first 4 episodes of the Mae Young Classic were on the network. Before we go over who won and who's moving on to round 2 for Monday night, thoughts on the first round, first 4 episodes? We'll start with Monroe.
I thought the first 4 episodes were pretty good. And it basically showed exactly what I expected, which is good matches here and there, but anything spectacular. I will say there may have been 2 or 3 matches that were close to that, but it's very obvious to me, and this is my main fear for this tournament, and it's very obvious that these women are being held back, because a lot of these girls I know before this tournament, and I've seen them wrestle and I've seen them go, and they can go, the majority of them, and they are obviously being held back. Now that could be just because it's the first round, which is what I'm hoping, and they will actually let them wrestle, let them do their thing in the second round. So I'm gonna be optimistic here and just hope this is just the first round, and the second round will be much better. But like I said, it was still really good. There were some very great moments, great matches. I'm looking forward to the second round.
Yeah, I finished episode 4 today, and I was kind of texting Tom back and forth as I watched it, and I thought episode 2 was probably the weakest. Otherwise, I really enjoyed everything I saw. Matches were short. There are 15-minute time limits. And so I figured when I heard that it was 15 minutes, that the second round, the first round was kind of to weed out some of the names, the first timers and stuff like that. Second round, I think we're going to get into some really good matches. I mean, Kairi Sane and Tessa Blanchard was a great match. That was a lot of fun, and they played up the right thing there as far as both of these should end up in the finals, and they're facing off in the first round, which I thought was good booking. Just because it's a anything goes type of deal. And I think Tessa, she's signed with NXT. I could be wrong. So I like her a lot. So I hope we end up seeing more of her in the division, especially the NXT Women's division. But I feel like second round will be a little more exciting than the first round. This is just kind of dip your toes in. Let's get ready. It's a long-ish tournament, and go from there. There were some stinkers in there that I really didn't care about, but I saw a lot of people that I liked, and I hope we see a lot more of in the future. I'm not high on a few people that moved on, but that's okay. I'm hoping to see more maybe in round 2 that I can enjoy. But overall, I liked the first round a lot. Tom?
Oh, I agree with you. I thought it was top to bottom. I was entertained, so that was good. For 4 episodes, I was entertained. Not so much by the commentary. I'm sorry, Lita. Just don't have. She's okay, but JR going on talking about colleges and what they do. Just call the match. I mean, JR, please get back to being JR.
I thought Lita was. I was not impressed with Lita at all. Like everything she tried to add just felt really forced and weird.
Other than that, there was, like you said, there was some great matches. I thought the Kairi Sane match and Tessa Blanchard match probably was the best of the first round. My other one that I absolutely loved from the first round was Sarah Logan. Sarah Logan and
Mia Yim.
Mia Yim, yes. I thought that was a great match. Sarah Logan sold me. I really like this girl a lot. I've already when we did the pre-show that Mia Yim, that's Jade, and I've always been a big fan of hers. But I thought Sarah Logan hung very well in that match, and I'd like to see more.
Yeah, I liked Mia Yim a lot out of that match.
As far as stinkers go, I was not impressed with the Rachel Evers Marty Bell match, and I like Marty Bell from her time in TNA, but I thought there was a lot of missed spots, and Rachel Evers was lucky to get by because I think she's got a hard road to go. Because one of my favorite matches, and people, I don't know why, but the Jazzy Gabbert Abby Lathe match really had me sucked in.
Oh yeah, dude, Jazzy Gabbert was awesome.
She was, and she sold it, but then I loved the handshake at the end. It was like, she knew she was beaten, and I thought that was really cool because you're not seeing it. I mean, we saw it in the Cruiserweight Classic. Everybody's shaking hands. Now, not here. These women don't want to shake each other's hands.
Yeah, I know they're behind Abby Lathe. I don't know if she's signed, but I really was hoping that Jazzy would have gotten the win there. In my opinion, I think that it's clear that this tournament is designed to get over this new 4 horsewomen thing with the MMA chicks and Shayna Baszler. I think I think that it's pretty clear she's going to go probably to the finals. I don't know if it's going to be Kyrie, but I don't want to get into any spoilers or anything. But it's going to be interesting to see where they go from here on out. I feel like in the first round, like you said, there were some duds, but there were some interesting characters that were introduced.
Oh, yes.
And I think, like you said, the second round, like you all said, the second round is probably going to be where we start to see some great wrestling, I think, or at least I hope. Mm-hmm. I hope that what they don't do is cap these girls' potential and not allow them to go 150% in the ring, because in the Cruiserweight Classic, which I think is the standard for these types of tournaments now, the wrestling was on an entirely different level, and I expect that from these women. I honestly expect them to exceed it, and I totally think it's possible.
Absolutely,
lots of talented women that are left in this tournament. I really like Dakota Kai. She's an Australian girl. She's fantastic. I hope she has a long run too. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I hope they uncork these girls though and just really let them go, especially Kyrie. I think that she kind of held back, but maybe she's just saving some stuff, so we'll see.
I will say this just real quick for anybody. I've read some message boards and stuff for the people that are body shaming a woman like Piper Niven. Just shut up and get out of here. Stop watching wrestling, because this woman can go.
Yes,
I was impressed. I was really impressed because Santana Garrett brought it in that match.
Yeah, she was.
I would like to see Santana Garrett get signed and do a lot of work, because I think she can. But Piper Niven is that she brings a different element. Yeah, she's a big girl. Everybody gets it, but she can still go as a big girl.
Hell yeah, man. She's like female Vader. She's awesome.
Yeah, I'm good with it. Let her go.
Man, you guys have no idea how talented these women are. I swear, it really frustrated me watching them in this tournament and seeing them held back. Toni Storm is one of the best wrestlers in the world, and she did mostly her charisma, personality stuff rather than wrestling. And I was really annoyed by that. And to be fair, I think the girl she was wrestling, for sure she's not on her level, but I really want I want the world to see Toni Storm go, because she can go. This is the current SWA champion in Stardom in Japan. She beat the living legend, Io Shirai. This girl can go, and there's so many others can go. And I really, really hope they let them. Please let them. My goodness, so frustrating.
I remember texting Dave. I fell in love with Toni Storm just from that match. She's got a great look. I like what she does. I want to see more.
She's great. Viper is amazing. Definitely a female Vader. She even does some of Vader's moves. She is awesome. Tessa is awesome. Santana is awesome. Sarah Logan, crazy Mary Dobson is how I know her. She's amazing. Mia Yim. There's so much talent in this tournament. Let them go. Please, just let them go. Sorry.
So there you go. Round 2, I think, is on Monday. So you can catch those episodes immediately, and then the finals is the following Tuesday, I believe. I don't know. I can't keep track anymore.
I believe you're right.
Live event. That might
July. That was September 4th. Yeah, yes. And then the 12th for the final.
Right, and that's live, and that leads into the next point. Spoilers for those who didn't, go to the dirt sheets or check out any websites or anything like that. But
it popped up on my Facebook, man.
Yeah. All right. That's because you follow a dirt sheet website.
No, I don't.
It wasn't like a WWE thing. So spoilers here for a second. If you don't want to know some NXT stuff, jump ahead maybe 10 minutes. Maybe 5 minutes. 10 minutes is a lot. 5 minutes. So here we go. Asuka is out for an extended period of time because of the collarbone. We knew that already. But she is going to, on NXT on Wednesday, be giving up the NXT title and going up to the main roster. It remains to be seen if it'll be SmackDown or Raw. Most people are leaning towards SmackDown, is what I was reading, but who knows?
I read Raw.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see until she's all healed up. Either way, it'll be a cool moment when it happens. It'll be exciting for the moment. But yes, so the title will be vacated on NXT, and rumor is they'll either the winner of the Mae Young Championship will get that title, or there'll be a match on the finals to decide the new NXT Championship, which I think is cool that way.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much maybe the winner of the tournament, but having that match be on the finals night would be kind of exciting.
Yeah, I don't know that giving it to the winner of the tournament would be the coolest thing, because you have Ember Moon, you have Billie Kay and Peyton Royce and Crazy Woman.
Ruby Riott, Nikki Cross.
Yeah, Nikki Cross, all sitting there that I believe have deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
More so Ember and Nikki, really.
Yeah, nail on the forehead, dude. I would be almost upset if they did that, because these girls in NXT have been there for so long and they've earned the right to at least an opportunity at that. I'd be okay with them maybe offering the winner of the tournament a title shot.
Oh yes,
but
maybe a number one contender or something after that.
Yeah, but to outright give them the championship, no, that would be wrong.
Yeah, that would suck. I would not be with that.
I'm kind of digging it as a character aspect though, because then you have the entire roster against you. You just walk in here and you get the title. I kind of like that for that aspect alone. I don't see it happening, but it could be.
I agree with you, Dave. It could be a great character development aspect.
But it would have to be
almost like a Money in the Bank briefcase,
right.
kind of.
It would have to be a heel character, and Yeah, I don't see it happening, but if they did it, that would be the best way to book it. And again, I don't see that happening coming out of the tournament that way.
I don't.
I hope not, because I am so over liking and apologizing or whatever, supporting stupid booking or dumb booking just to get heat. I'm so over that, and I wish we would just stop wanting that and wishing that and hoping that.
Well, let's bear in mind, this is Triple H's booking. This isn't Vince McMahon booking, so I think we're going to be all right.
I hope you're right.
This is NXT / women's tournament, and Triple H is the one running this thing. So,
all right. So we talked about it before. Samoa Joe did get injured at a house show. He injured his knee. He's going to be out at least 4 weeks, and then Xavier Woods also is potentially injured at a house show as well. So, a couple injuries at house shows going forward. None of them are going to miss considerable amount of time. That's the best part.
No, I think Xavier Woods is at Dragon Con this weekend, so. Yeah, he's not that hurt.
He'll be walking around just fine. Briefly, not too long, talk about the impact of the mega fight over the weekend in the wrestling world. You had The Rock involved with doing a voiceover. A few people on Instagram going just insane about this stupid fight. McGregor and Floyd Mayweather. But the biggest part of it would be Enzo talking trash to McGregor the entire day on Instagram, and the fact that he's getting even more heat backstage because he doesn't shut up about who he's hanging out with. And he was in Vegas for the mega fight. He was at the show, or at the fight, and the man just does not shut up about the people he hangs out with. Like, it's been months now, dude. These can't be rumors anymore. You have to learn. Like, just shut up.
He did it in the promo on Raw. I mean,
yeah, I know.
Jeez.
It did not take long for him to start talking about Conor McGregor. It was ridiculous. Anyway, so yeah, just wanted to briefly touch on the mega fight just because there was a little bit of crossover there.
I watched it and I was satisfied with it because it had its entertainment value, but at the end of the day, what happened was exactly what I thought was going to happen.
Did you pay for it?
No, I went to a friend's house.
There's
Well,
no way.
I paid him. It was a big group of us. He had it set up by the pool, so we were just having a float in, watching it in the pool.
Dude, there was
Cool,
some
Which was really awesome.
some attractive looking women at that party that you were at.
Yeah, there were.
Since when do you hang out with these ladies?
That's what I do on
And
weekends, bro.
not invite me.
Well, you're a little bit. I mean, I don't know if you can make the drive to get there.
Well, anyway, WWE has announced a couple signings. They announced them during the Mae Young Classic. They were in the crowd. Casey Catanzaro and Shadia Besiso. Jeez. Put a couple vowels in there, please. So, yeah. A couple ladies have signed to WWE. I don't know a whole lot about them. Maybe Monroe does.
Nope.
Okay.
The one girl was from a
Google
Jordan tryout, and the other girl was
Yeah.
American Ninja Warrior.
That's it. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not wrestlers. I don't know.
So go ahead and Google that. It'll be a while, I think, before they're on TV. So they're at the Performance Center. We can touch on, actually, before we do that, very quickly, you guys, John and Monroe, can talk about New Japan, and there's a couple of events that happened over the weekend that I know you guys watched.
Right on. So the Destruction Tour starts next week. Not much of note. We'll be able to kind of break down that card on the next episode of Ringside Geeks, because that'll be next weekend. But Monroe and I did watch. Did you finish watching the Pro Wrestling World Cup, Monroe?
Yes.
Okay, so What Culture Pro Wrestling had their Pro Wrestling World Cup tournament, and we kind of touched on that on last week's episode. It was for free on YouTube, which, how can you go wrong there? Mm-hmm. And the finals saw Kushida take on Will Ospreay in a match that, first off, we should go rewind a little bit and go back to Will Ospreay versus Ricochet. Now, I've been very critical of Will Ospreay and Ricochet matches, rightfully so. I know, Monroe, you didn't care for this one still, but in my opinion,
same old.
Yeah, well, in my opinion, this was the best Will Ospreay and Ricochet match that they've had. They slowed things down, they sold, and it was good selling. It wasn't, just selling for the sake of it and then pop up and do some move directly using the limb that you were selling. It was good. Ricochet beat Ospreay down the entire match, and Ospreay was able to just kind of squeeze out a win. Moved on later to face Kushida, and Kushida ended up winning the tournament. Did you enjoy the tournament, Monroe?
Oh yeah, I mean it's quality wrestling for a free show.
Right.
I mean, you really can't ask for more. I've been watching this company's programming for a couple of weeks now, and I'm really starting to get into it. You can tell that that they really care about the show. They really want it to succeed, and it shows. And they have so much talent there, people that we know and recognize, and then there are a lot of people that we are learning about that are very talented. So I'm all in. I'm all for it. That show was awesome all the way through. The main event was amazing. Yeah, I mean, what more can you ask for? There's characters, there's story, there's great wrestling. It's awesome. Love it.
Yeah, and I'm definitely happy that Kushida pulled off the victory there. It's cool to see him getting some recognition. Always been one of the best technical wrestlers in the world. And then we also, that Saturday night, we were waiting around for AAA's Triple Mania 25. And
first, before you get into that show,
Hold on.
Also,
hold on. Don't get into the incident. We'll get into that separately, okay?
Sure.
Is that okay? Okay.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
Okay.
That day also, or was it the day before? I don't remember. I think it was the day before. But they played past Triple Mania.
Yeah. They had like a Triple Mania Classic stream on that Twitch channel.
On that Twitch channel, which is something else that is free. Yeah, that we watched. And there were a lot of, things that were like, okay, what am I watching? But at the same time, there were actually some really good wrestling there. And me and you both, John, we raved about this match between these two sisters. One was named, what was her name? Was it Gabby something? The last name was like Apache. And they were the two Apache sisters. Yeah. And this was a brutal, bloody match between these two girls, but it was amazing. One of the best women's matches I've seen.
Amazing storytelling too. Like the whole family was involved in this one, and there was a boyfriend that they didn't want to get married. It was crazy.
Yeah, the dad was supporting one sister, and the dad didn't like the boyfriend of the other sister. So, it was great.
It sounds pretty left field, but I mean, it was very, very entertaining, and these girls poured their hearts out. It was great.
Man, they could
great
go.
Wrestling.
Yes, they can go. Gabby is the one that trained in Japan, and it shows. She wrestles so much like Manami Toyota, the legend. So yeah, I'm all in for. She's like old now because this was back in what, 02, 03. It was early,
Right.
but it was awesome. So yeah, we got to see some past AAA wrestling, all the way back in the 80s. Even Pedro Aguayo and Pedro Aguayo Jr. That's the guy that was killed by the 619. I don't even remember that story or not. We got to see him in action.
Vampiro.
Vampiro, La Parka.
Getting just absolutely cut up like crazy. That was such a violent match.
Man, Mil
That was
Muertes from Lucha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we saw a lot of interesting, some good, some from the past. Yeah. Before we watched WrestleMania 25.
So when all is said and done, we were really excited. We thought we were about to see an awesome show, and they led into this show with like the best video package and pyro package. And the light show was epic, and
I was feeling it. I got chills
so cool.
from this.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, the first match featured, I forget what they call them, but it was a mixed tag between. He had one male competitor, one female competitor, one competitor who was a male competitor dressed in drag, and then one smaller wrestler, like a midget wrestler. Yeah. And oh my goodness, I thought this was the comedy match. Let me tell you guys, at the end of the night, this was one of the better matches.
Yeah, it was.
This Triple Mania was interesting. I know there's people who are fans of Lucha Libre who said that this was like, just classic Lucha. And if that's the case, I mean, I guess it's just not for me. It was a lot of run-ins and a lot of nonsense the whole night.
Yeah.
For me, it was a letdown. Wasn't real logical. And I mean, how did you feel about it, Monroe?
Yeah, it was interesting. Like you say, if it's just the Lucha style, then I'm definitely not used to the Lucha style. I mean, every match had a run-in. It was some type of interference. It was like, where did this guy come from? It was just all
one match,
over
like
the
a
place.
tag match that went to a battle royal, then that went to a singles match.
Yeah, it was like, what am I watching?
They played the music early a couple times. It was interesting.
People came out late.
But the main event was Dr. Wagner Jr. versus Psycho Clown, and this was a big deal because Psycho Clown is like their Roman Reigns. They're the future star that they're trying to build up, and actually the fans are really behind Psycho Clown. Lots of Psycho.
His name is Psycho Clown, and he is the face here. That's right.
Yeah, right. And this was a big match because it was mask for mask, and in Lucha Libre culture, you lose your mask, that's like the end of your career almost.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
And it's very dishonorable. So Dr. Wagner is like a living legend in AAA, and he lost the match and finally lost his mask, and it was kind of like the passing of the torch onto Psycho Clown. So overall, for me, it was an underwhelming show. The main event, while it had great storytelling, was not very technically sound either. Dr. Wagner Jr. is a phenomenal wrestler. I will say that. Psycho Clown, he is what he is. He's Lucha Libre style, and I guess to each their own. It was all right. It was definitely a weekend full of great wrestling. I was very entertained and I had a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, and Psycho Clown is a part of a faction called the Psycho Circus, which also includes Zummy Clown, Murder Clown, and what was the other one? Killer Clown? Killer Clown.
Is ICP involved in this promotion at all?
What's that?
Is ICP involved in this promotion? Because
honestly,
Jesus,
if you watched it, you might think they were.
You would think that.
Oh.
And they are faces, by the way, with those names.
The clowns were actually good. I actually like the clowns. Not gonna lie.
But not you mean like Psycho and Killer and Murder, or are you talking about the older clowns?
I'm talking about the old school clowns that we watched.
There's some old school clowns. You guys have to watch this stuff.
It's
seriously,
so
you just have to watch it. Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
But there was all this happened, but then there was also the women's match. They were fighting for the Reina or something like that, which is their women's their women's title. It's currently held by Sexy Star, which most people know from Lucha Underground, and she was fighting Lady Shani and Rosemary that most people know from TNA, Impact, GFW, whatever you want to call it. And I feel like there was somebody else in that match. Was it?
Hamada, right?
Oh, Hamada. I always forget about Hamada. Yeah, Hamada was also in TNA for a while. half Mexican, half Japanese lady. She's a badass. She was also in this match, but yeah, a lot of rumor has it things didn't go as planned, right, Dave?
Yeah, let's get into it real quick. You two watched it. I think me and Tom just read about it. The Sexy Star Rosemary situation was a 4-way? Rosemary, Sexy Star, Lady Shani, and Ayako Hamada.
Yeah, Hamada.
I'll let you guys describe what happened. What'd you see?
Well, you could kind of tell that for some reason these girls just weren't clicking the entire match. It was weird. It wasn't a very good wrestled match.
It was shoot wrestling for
much more.
From what I read, it was shoot wrestling a lot of the match.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if they were. Yeah, they must not get along or something. And then, wow, like finishing sequence of the match hit, and Sexy Star grabs Rosemary and puts her in the cross arm breaker, and the referee calls for the bell. She taps out. Everything is normal. But then, and keep in mind, Sexy Star is a face here.
She's a face, yeah.
Right? So she keeps on holding this arm breaker, and then like wrenches back violently, like she literally was trying to rip this girl's shoulder clean off her body.
It was bad,
and it was vile, dude. I don't know, and I honestly. I didn't know what to. I was kind of taken aback by it. It was shocking almost to see that happen live. And then they even had like a coronation ceremony for Sexy Star after, which was kind of like, whoa, maybe you should have just got her out of the ring. Like, God bless.
Yeah, because remember I said, wow, she's a face, right? She's still, I guess she's really excited about winning. Remember I said that because she was still holding on to that submission. Like, wow.
Yeah, honestly, it kind of flew over our heads at first what she was doing because it was so like, wait a minute, what's going on?
And the weirdness started early in the match because somebody hit Sexy Star with something, and she went out the ring, and I swear she was out the ring for almost the entire match. Was she not, John?
Stood out there,
she just stood there.
She did a Brock Lesnar.
Right? I mean, she just stood there. She was talking to the audience and stuff, and it was just, I was like, what is going on? And then you hear about this, and it's just, oh, man, it's so bad. It's just so bad. So embarrassing.
Tom, did you read about it?
I did read about it.
What are your thoughts here?
Well, it seems like she did shoot on one or two of the other girls in the match, and then it looks like she kind of went at it with Rosemary and popped the arm out of the socket with the armbar. And apparently they finished the match, went backstage, and Vampiro was the one that made Sexy Star apologize or whatever. But from what I read, the other girls were waiting on her, like to come on back because we're about to bust you up.
I read Lady Shani. Lady Shani was ready to fight, and that
Lady Shani was apparently shooting at her during the match.
Yeah, right.
That must have flown over my head too, because I mean it didn't seem that way.
I guess Shani was looking to fight afterwards backstage, which caused officials to remove Star from the arena altogether.
Yeah, she went from the apology to out.
Yeah, right. I'm out of here.
Whatever. Rosemary, she when she finally did tweet out a message, I think she said, "I have to just I didn't bust her face in because I don't like Mexican prisons."
Yeah, that's what she said.
So
like, oh,
this whole event has caused a ton of people to just puke all over Sexy Star. None of them want to work with her. None of them want her in their locker rooms.
Cody Rhodes, most notably, I think.
Cody Rhodes
something
said he doesn't want her. Doesn't want her in any promotion he's working in.
Oh no, he said she won't be in any promotion. Won't be.
Right.
And I was a big Sexy Star fan. From what I've watched with her in Lucha Underground, I was impressed with her work. But hearing this, I mean, these people have to have trust in the people they're working with, and if you don't have it, you're out.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay, we're sadly we're out of time. I have to go, so I have to cut this recording short. I did have a whole segment planned talking about, because they did release the PWI top 500 men and top 50 women list. I think the top 50 women list came out earlier this year, but I wanted to go over both since the top 500 men came out. So maybe we're gonna record a mini just about that and talk about that maybe this weekend or something if I can wrangle these guys together. So there's a little tease for that, because I do want to talk about it this week because it did just come out and it's relevant to what we talk about on a weekly basis. So I do want to get into it. We just ran out of time today. I did have it planned for tonight, and then Monroe texted me earlier when I was getting some stuff done, and I didn't get a chance to text her back. But yes, that is on my radar, and we are going to get into it because I think it needs to be talked about, and we can give our own maybe top 10 of wrestlers around the world. So you guys can
let's do like an award show. I've always kind of wanted to do that, like a midway through the year, like a middle of the year award show.
Sure, that was a plan at one point. And then, stuff happened this week. I do want to briefly touch on, I went to Wizard World Chicago over the weekend for the mothership brand Atomic Geekdom to cover a lot of interviews and stuff. The interviews, unfortunately, caused me to miss every WWE panel there was there, which I was very unhappy with. I wanted to sit in on the Alexa one. The KO one got canceled. KO didn't show up. He canceled on Saturday. But I wanted to definitely sit on the Charlotte one. And I would have sat in on the Roman Reigns ones. He's a nice guy. He probably had some good stories to tell. And the Hardy Boys were there. I'm sorry, Charlotte was there Friday. Hardy Boys were on Saturday. I'll say this much though, man. Sorry, Monroe. I know you don't like her as a wrestler, but as a person, Alexa's a very nice person. She played video games with a bunch of kids on this main stage where there's a video gaming thing. It seemed to be having a legit good time with everybody. She played with this adorable little girl with a broken leg. It was a lot of fun. They were playing some game I've never heard of, but they had some big tournament there all weekend with it. It looked like she was having a great time, and it was really the only one I could get pictures of because security was so locked down at their autograph tables that I couldn't even get close enough to take a picture of them just autographing. Press usually gets the ability to do that. Normal people can't take pictures of the autograph tables with their phones because they charge for that. And I get it. I'm not going to complain about it. But most people, you can actually go up and say hello, even if you don't buy an autograph. If I didn't have an interview scheduled with Cordelia from Buffy, I could at least go say hi to her. I don't have to buy an autograph. And she was very nice, very accommodating. They love that kind of thing usually. I'll say this: Dean Cain's people would not let us near the table unless we were buying something.
How relevant is he?
And he's on Supergirl still.
Yeah, I know.
But he's relevant in the geek world. He's Superman.
That's true. It's true.
And I had a story for him. I mean, that was when that show started, it gave me a time to bond with my father, who I was not very close with. He worked a lot.
Now I take back the who is he.
So, but Superman, I hate Superman, so it doesn't matter. Either way, I wanted to relay that to him and thank him because he was an entertainer, and I want to say thank you. But couldn't even get close to him. But and it's security. It's not these people's fault. I'm not going to blame Dean Cain. I'm not going to blame Charlotte. I'm not going to blame Roman. All of these things. I'm not going to do it. But real quickly, keep it relevant. Bullet Club shirts everywhere. We did this running gag because one of the people we went with doesn't know what the Too Sweet sign is, and he kept putting it up like, yeah, I'm cool too, like as a joke. And everybody that would walk by that I would give a Too Sweet to, because I had my Bullet Club hat on all weekend, they'd give me the Too Sweet, and then he'd put it up like, yeah, me too. And I'd be like, nope, he doesn't know what it is, guys. He's a poser. And they would walk away from him. It was great. It was so
Which
funny.
one was that? You got to tell me which one it was.
Johnny.
Kyle.
Aren't you guys just the coolest?
Kyle, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, so there was a ton of Bullet Club love there. Hate him all you want, man. That Roman Reigns line was deep. Tons of people there to see him. A lot of kids. You could kind of tell who were the people that were going to sell the merch on eBay, which is sad. But it was fun to see the genuine fans that love these people, Charlotte, Alexa, Roman, and the Hardys, because they're cosplaying as them as wrestlers. It's so cool. I saw so many demon fins. Oh, it was so fun to see the wrestling part of it, because it's rare at these cons to see the wrestling aspect of it. It's also it's sci-fi, comic book, horror, that kind of thing, and to see the wrestling added to the con, it was it was hands down one of the best cons I've been to yet. So thank you very much, Wizard World and Chicago, for putting on a good event. Next time, hopefully I'll get some time to actually talk to them. They were on the no interview list, so I couldn't interview them even if I wanted to. But I could have gotten in the panel, and we could have had the audio from that at least, and done a little breakdown. They were only 30-minute sessions, so. But yeah, it was a good time. And if you ever get a chance to hit up a Wizard World, they travel across the country, I say do it, because it's a lot of fun. It's a good experience, especially if you dig into that kind of stuff. Thursday night, the night I got there, I got so much cool merchandise. Hard to find stuff, including the Finn Balor Funko Pop chase I've been hunting for.
Nice.
I got it. I got all 3 now, guys. I got all 3 of them. I did it. Oh, and I found out that the CM Punk. Oh, they had an AJ Lee Funko Pop too for $120. Because it's super
totally worth that.
Overpriced, right, Monroe?
Yeah.
It's because it's hard to find and she doesn't wrestle anymore. The CM Punk one though, I was trying to find one because I got rid of the box. I opened that one thinking, hey, he's gonna be around forever. So I opened the box. I got it sitting next to the IC title, and the guy's like, out of the box, dude, you can sell that thing for at least $90. I'm like, what?
Oh,
yeah,
been
for
gone a long time ago.
All right, shut your mouth. Shut your face. Shut your face. I like it.
Just saying.
I know you are. I got my Darth Revan Black Series Star Wars. I'm a big nerd. And speaking of, I have to go nerd out right Toys R Us right now for Atomic Geekdom, so I do have to leave. But yes, we will do a PWI Top 500, Top 50 episode. We will do a mid-season type a mid-year awards thing, even though we're just a little bit over that hurdle. And I want to do it with everybody, so maybe we can do that next Thursday because I think Tom will be available. As of right now, we have to kind of wait and see. I know you two are down pretty much every week, so I'm not worried about you guys. It's just getting Tom on that show. I think we should all be there for that. And I think John has offered to take the reins on that one as far as getting the categories and stuff. So I let him do that, and we'll do that next week. Yeah, we'll just do that all. We'll lead in with the PWI thing, and we'll do the awards show. We'll kind of lean off of news and weekend wrestling unless there's some big stories. And we'll just dedicate the whole hour to that next week.
Awesome.
Sounds great.
Social medias, Tom, if people want to find you and talk to you about how much Ohio State sucks.
Not sucks. 41-21 right now, brother.
Oh, they must have been some juicing at halftime, huh?
No, they
wow.
correct the shit. 42-21.
right.
I'm sorry.
All right, please, social media.
Skiz_world.
All right. John?
X John Neve, JOHNNEAVE.
There you go. And then Monroe?
EFDS_ENT, and on YouTube at Eye of the Storm Entertainment.
There you go. We're getting closer and closer to that WWE 2K game coming out, and I will definitely be streaming that game on our YouTube channel, so follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're going to try to be a little more active from now on. My life is very hectic at the moment. I'm super busy, but maybe I can coax these guys into being active on our Twitter. I know John does it from time to time, so also on Instagram I'll figure out a way. And sadly I have to cancel on the Evolve show in Chicago that we're going to, but I still believe John and Monroe are going.
Yep.
Mundo.
There you go. So I'm
Front
sad.
row. I will have an Anything Bros sign because it's an Anything Goes match.
And then you can flip the sign and it'll say Ringside Geeks, right?
I'll have that on the flip side. That's right. Yes.
Right.
I'll
right.
carry it out one.
There you go.
I don't
Thanks,
care about
Monroe.
that, really,
Thanks.
so,
Thanks. Yeah. I'm sad to miss it, but I'll be covering another Wizard World in Madison that weekend that I forgot about. So I'm sad to miss the Evolve show. That was a great time when John and I went last time, and I was really.
We do have the Ring of Honor show though, which is going to
Yeah.
be amazing. Kenny Omega, let's go.
I wanted to see Austin Theory now with Priscilla, so get some good pictures of that for me, guys. I like that dude a lot.
Will do, brother.
Austin Theory might be my favorite indie wrestler right now, so I like it. All right. Anything else? Last thoughts?
I'm good with it.
Good to go.
Don't try
Let the
this at
women go. Mae Young Classic. Watch it.
Yeah,
Let
have
them
fun.
wrestle.
Absolutely.
Have fun binging that tournament. I'm enjoying it so far. Production value is great. I love that the arena goes dark and the lights are on the ring.
Yep.
I love that aesthetic with any wrestling promotion, so it looks great.
too.
And let the ladies go. They're creatively genius women. They look great with their outfits and their characters that they're developing, that they've had developed for such a long time, and maybe they're kind of tweaking for the WWE brand or whatever they're doing. It's working. There's not a person that came out to the ring that I felt phoned it in. They were all there.
Yeah, I agree.
All there. There's very green women in this tournament, and I think they're gone now. So now now you have the experienced veterans. The women.
Somewhat.
You're right. I'm not a fan, and I told Thomas earlier, of the MMA 4 horsewomen. I don't want them in the WWE, but we're gonna get it anyway. It's beyond our control, and I do feel like John does about Shayna. I think she is gonna get a push in this tournament. and I do know the finals matchup because it was ruined for me. And I won't say who's in it. But I'm very hopeful for a great final match. The rest of the tournament should be, I think, exceptional. I'm very excited. Still. Cruiserweight level excitement. So, that being said, thank you very much for listening to our show. Sorry, I suddenly just got very stuffed up and my nose is all kind of crazy. I don't know where this is coming from, but...
Excited, man.
That's
Wrestling.
it, yes. Woo. Sinus excitement. Woo! Yeah, Ringside Geeks, all the platforms. Rate, review us on iTunes, please. Give us a hand. Let us jump over that Sam Roberts Goliath podcast that he has. He gets all the interviews.
Man, is he the worst.
He gets all the interviews.
He sounds like a damn clown.
Does he sound like killer, psycho, murder? Which one?
Like
he is a clown.
Like he
Just
snorted a
look at
bunch
him.
of cocaine and like he just went off the rails, man.
What have I said all along? That's Sideshow Bob. He's a clown. Just look at him.
He does wear a brown Doink the Clown wig. I mean...
Yeah, it's Sideshow Bob.
Anyway, much respect to the Sam Roberts of the world, but we can do it too. Get us some interviews. We want to talk.
We can
to
do it better.
Oh,
Right.
So suck it.
I wasn't gonna go there. My confidence level is not that high, but yes, these two can do it better.
Suck that.
All right. If you could do me a favor, follow the Mothership, Atomic Geekdom on YouTube as well. The coverage from Wizard World will be up there later this week. So we worked hard on that one. It was a lot of fun. But all right, that's Ringside Geeks for this week. Guys, thanks so much for listening. Team, thanks for joining me again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for always keeping it 100, even if we don't agree. And we will be back next week. So everybody have a good week.
Too sweet.
Yeah.
Go Bucks.
Roll Tide.
Milwaukee Bucks. Yeah, go Bucks.